Hi, this is Matt at Heat Geek, leading partnerships, and delighted to be joined today by Ben Price from Heatable.
Yeah, nice to meet everyone. Appreciate having us here.
So Ben, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I'm one of the co-founders of Heatable, and we originally started off as a heating business, and we were doing replacement boilers nationally. Founded originally really by my brother.
Right.
So I sort of muscled in because it was an exciting business and I wanted to get involved. And then we've been running that since 2013. So we went from a lead generator to managing installations. And then around 3 years ago, we started looking at renewable technologies and we were investigating solar, battery storage. We were looking at heat pumps at the time, but it was a little bit alien to us. And then we've moved into fully sort of 2 feet first, really, into solar and battery storage.
Cool. And before we get into the heatable stuff, like, what are you about? Like, why have you got into heating at all? What's your backstory?
It's a complicated one. Well, it's not a complicated one. It's a
Well,
convoluted one.
With all people it is. People are rich and complex.
Yeah, so I started off in property.
Right.
And I've always had an interest in engineering or in building, in fabric. And I was in property for a long time. And then we had an opportunity to spin off into some property development and maintenance.
All right.
That sort of got me interested in electrics, plumbing, heating, and that side of the industry. And then from a side project spawned, we actually started up a maintenance company. So we had a property business doing rentals. We wanted to maintain the rentals and we struggled to find trade and we struggled to find quality. So I said, well, I'll take that on as a project, you know.
All right.
So I take that on.
Oh, my Lord, what a mistake.
I know what a mistake that was. Yeah, God, it was interesting. But, it was really, you learned a lot and you were in all different types of property. So you saw the quality of installs. I started really paying attention to the challenges of just anything like repairing a boiler, getting a replacement boiler. And Sam at the time, my brother, he was also an estate agent and he came with me to the property side of the business. And then we sort of spawned off really into helping consumers connect with trusted local partners. A very loose version of what Heat Geek does really. We'll find someone who we think's credible and we'll put them through some exercises and we'll view their work and then we'll connect that person to a homeowner. And then as we got more and more into it, we wanted to take more and more, not control, but we wanted to ensure the quality. So that's how we ended up getting involved into the installation side. And where the experience from installations came in, very, very long story short, I met a guy who was heavily involved in the early adoption of heat pumps and external wall insulation and solar panels for the army.
Oh, right, okay.
So this was at Bryce Norton.
And do you have background in the army as well?
No, it was
okay.
completely random. And he said to me, look, you've got this maintenance company, you're already interested in this sort of world. How about applying to get onto the procurement network for the army? And we went via a subcontractor originally and eventually got direct with something called the DIO. So it's the Defence Infrastructure Organisation. And we were doing large-scale refits of their housing stock, which was all built post-war, 1950s, blast-proof concrete, and needed upgrading. And probably cheaper to knock them down, to be honest. They were sort of at the end of their life. They were called a wimpy no-fines construction, like this concrete prefab build. And so that's where my installation experience came from. And I learned a lot in the army. It was, how do you organise a job? How do you procure material? How do you ensure standardisation, health and safety, security, customer data? It was all very tightly, closely managed. Yeah, sure. And we brought all that into Heatable. And we started at the time with the boilers because it was a replacement product. It's a very simple business model. You've got a product that's faulty or it needs replacement, and we offer a 24-hour turnaround. We provide the aftercare, we ensure the correct materials are procured, and we ensure the quality. And that heating business is still active. It's still a very big part of what Heatable is today. But we've always had an urge around efficiency and renewable and decarbonisation, and you can't do that with gas boilers. Right. They're quite an effective tool, really. They're very straightforward to install.
I mean, they're great. If we didn't have a climate problem, They're brilliant. They're really good products. Of course not. They're great product, right?
And
they're simple to install. They keep people warm. They're
reliable.
Last a long time. Simple to maintain. So the climate problem is a problem. That's the thing. So
it is, and that's always been the challenge. So when we were looking to overcome, okay, what's our renewable product going to be? We wanted to start with generation on site, and that for us was solar PV and battery storage, and sort of typical us do 2 feet into it, and we end up actually bringing a panel in from Australia. So we met lots of manufacturers, we were testing all sorts of bits of kit, because ultimately this kit's going out to all our customers, and we deal with tens of thousands of customers a year. And we carry the can for the aftercare, much like you guys here at Heat Geek. Ultimately you're the face of the client, aren't you? So
and we offer a guarantee.
You offer a guarantee, as do we there. So we specify, we test this kit, and then we've rolled that out now, and we're really making waves in that industry.
Yeah, how's the solar going? You enjoying it?
It's brilliant. I live for it. It's all of our attention at the moment is on how can we help people access high quality solar installations, battery storage at the most affordable prices. And what we were able to bring from Heatable was mass purchasing ability, relationships with manufacturers, and relationships with funding, because the renewables market, it's not cheap to access, and
no, of course, there's an upfront cost, but over the lifetime it'll pay for itself.
It pays for itself. So we wanted to get funding, and we were able to secure funding for renewables, which sounds straightforward, but it's actually quite difficult to
tricky,
get.
Yeah,
and we got a £100 million fund from a bank to lend on anything green, because that's part of their ambition. So we've brought that to clients, and then we've sort of really nailed down a very narrow product line. So we've got a really high efficiency panel, we've got a really high efficiency battery system, and we work with partners who go through the same sort of training as the Heat Geeks do in terms of the onboarding. They have to do the universities for the manufacturer that we've chosen, because they're very keen on that.
Yeah.
But we do all the designing.
Right, I see, that's all in-house.
Yeah, so the MCS, the design, the entire proposal is put together by us, because it's in a controlled environment. And our goal really is to empower installers on the road and say, we've got you a job, here it is, that's the design, you're trained, you know exactly what to do, deliver it.
And so hearing you talk, there's a few things that join us. So there's some funny ones as well, which I'll come to. But the main ones, that passion for climate, and like actually just feeling so alive and excited by the renewables and the solar in your case, heat pumps in ours. It was just really great to be part of, isn't it?
Yeah.
Serving the installer and kind of the small business around the country, and doing something that's really useful to them, and it enables and empowers them to get jobs, to get great work, and give them the tools they need and a pipeline of work, and in your case, finance. That's coming soon for us, hopefully. So I guess one of the things that brought us together then is the heat side of things. So you've got boilers at the minute, but you want to get into heat pumps.
Yeah. So we, now solar is an established part of the business and is getting an enormous amount of momentum. Our focus is very much in solar and is very much in battery, and we've got a great network of heating engineers who are desperate to upskill.
Sure.
And the reason Heat Geek exists is because there's not actually that many outlets that offer high quality training and ongoing support, and that's what we can't really offer that right now, because our focus is very much around delivering high quality solar and battery installs. So we want to partner, which is why we're together now, to train the network and to help supply. We've got lots of leads from customers who want a heat pump, and right now we're saying, sorry, we can't help you. We've got an outlet here with you guys, and the trust and the quality of the install is everything to us, and it's evident from being here and meeting the team that that's at your heart as well. So it's very important that those two things align.
Yeah, of course, it's absolutely critical. So I guess there's two problems there that you're facing. You've got a load of great subcontractors that are doing boiler work at the minute. They want to get into heat pumps, so we can offer training. So that's one part of the partnership, which we're really excited about. And then the other part is, if you've got homeowners who are coming to you and want a heat solution, discover you can do heat pumps. You want to be able to get those done really well.
To pass it on, and that's it. And this is something that we're very passionate about as well. Equally as passionate about this as we are the climate mission is we're here to support local installers and businesses. Someone said to us recently, I don't really want to speak to you, you install boilers. And we're like, actually, we don't install any boilers. We don't install any solar, we don't install any heat pumps. We're a mechanism for design and specification and to take on the boring bit, really, and to get the economies of scale for buying, to make it affordable, to pass on this work. And that's what, a true success for us looks like: a high quality install, a really happy engineer, a really happy customer, and a reduction in CO2. And that, if we can make that happen with this partnership, then that would be a success for the Heatable business.
And I'm sure we can make that happen. And it's great to hear you put it so succinctly. So there's the three areas that we're planning to partner on in a nutshell. Some training to get as many of your installers into the heat pump game as possible at high quality, having done pretty tough training and they've already been vetted in terms of they're great business owners, so they know how to do high quality installs for heat pumps. Meanwhile, we've already got loads of Heat Geeks on the platform. Give them some great jobs.
Give them some work, definitely. We can help provide some volume of customers who are looking to buy a heat pump, who are looking for someone experienced to do it, and we're more than happy to refer these out to your members and your trained engineers, just to help them grow and be strong in the business. And if we can help that client with the solar, and it can be a two-way street, brilliant. That's great for us as well.
Yeah, so let's pick up both those things. So first of all, like you, we are trying to empower and enable those business owners to grow their business. They're not our business, they're not our jobs, they're their jobs.
Yeah, 100%.
And so if there's anything we can do to enable them to grow their business and, enjoy their work life, that's our goal. So obviously more jobs from people who want a heat pump, that's fantastic. Yeah, the solar's really interesting. Obviously, lots of our homeowners want to get into solar. They want panels.
Yeah.
Lots of people who buy a heat pump are the kind of people who are really interested in solar. So let's explore how to make that work. It was amazing to hear how your process works and to see your colleague Phil walk us through the detail of it.
Yeah.
It's a really sophisticated process you've got. For us, it allows us to get carbon cut quicker. That's our goal. We're not trying to build everything, so we're here to partner.
It's where you specialise, isn't it? If we were a selfish business, we'd say, no, heat pumps are ours, leave them to us, we'll just work it out. And the same for you guys with the solar, but ultimately this is a big investment for a client, and there's lots of specialist engineers out there who are great at the fitting, the installing, but they just don't want to deal with the paperwork, the MCS, the nonsense, because actually that is distracting them from doing the decarbonisation, and they're the people on the ground, they're the people delivering the net zero position, and that might be solar and battery, it might be a heat pump, it might be a high efficient boiler, whatever it is, we just want to make it simple and straightforward for them.
I love admin, said no one ever.
We've got a couple that actually they live for it really. But
I mean, we have people who love doing it back at base, and they're really quick at it. We've built systems and processes, so because we've got a bit of scale and we're doing it for lots of installers, we can apply AI, we can apply, get the best tools, and that can make light work of it. But if you're an installer, like we find, if you're an installer, what they love is designing and installing brilliant system, putting a smile on a homeowner's face, getting in and out, doing a brilliant job, and that's what they live for.
Yeah.
So I think that's what presumably the solar guys you work with have in common.
So it's exactly the same, and where they're passionate about the quality of the install and making sure the end product is as good as it can be. Our development team, the in-house team are all working on, let's make the technology as good as it can be, let's make that journey as slick as it can be, let's make it affordable. And those two together, it's quite a powerful mechanism.
Of course, yeah.
You've got great quality installations and you've got someone saying, look, we can build technology to get around what is really a lot of red tape and a lot of cost to decarbonise. I mean, it's a bit odd, isn't it? But what the industry's done and what private industry has done is said, okay, they're the regulations, we'll build something super smart to make that slick. If you want to make it difficult, we'll make it easy.
Exactly, 100%. Yeah. Just like get you through the red tape as quickly as possible. Save you time, save you effort. Exactly, that's the goal, isn't it? So in terms of the training then, for the heating engineers you're working with already on the boiler front, it's probably worth just mentioning a bit about how that works and how to make that easy for them.
Yeah, so ultimately, when we met Adam, one of the first things we were talking about is we had this misconception really that Heat Geek was anti-boiler, pro, it's only a heat pump, that's the only solution. And, obviously it's a core part of the business, but Adam was very keen around low temperature system design. And, that's something that we need to get across to our engineers. We need to provide them with the training. You know, we could go on that journey, we could go read the manuals, we could do the testing, but you guys have got the experience, you've got the training, you're a trusted brand in market. Our goal here is to put an engineer through and say, look, it might feel a bit overwhelming. Let's start with a low temperature heating system and let's work up from there. And you'd be surprised how many people, you know, it's not that they're embarrassed to ask, but they feel a bit stupid not saying I don't understand it. Well, they've never been taught it.
Yeah, of course, they didn't need to know it. And which of us knows everything? I'm learning every day. I've learned loads from talking to you just now. I've learned loads speaking to your colleagues.
100%.
Every day is a school day. And, you know, if you don't need to know it, why would you bother trying? But actually, one of the things I learned from speaking to Adam, which I hadn't realised, and the other Heat Geeks, is the low temperature flow learning can improve your gas work.
Yeah.
You know, and make that go better and have fewer problems and improve customer experiences, lower bills for them, less repair work. You know, so there's loads of benefits you'll take from the heat, you know, from the low temperature courses that you can apply to your gas work and allows you to get into the heat pump game.
Yeah, and if we say to our installers, who we're very close with and we work very, very hard to make sure they're happy and have success, do you want some training? We're going to do manufacturer day. Everyone puts their hand up.
Nice.
You know, they want to learn, they want to be better. You know, there's a lot of young heating engineers that are coming into this market, and the reality is you can't be ignorant and say, I'm ignoring all that. No, there's a few guys out there, I'm retiring in 5 years, I don't want to know.
Okay. Fair enough in a way, you know.
Like, yeah. But for everyone else, they've got 20, 30 years left in the game. You know, this is one of the most pressing political issues globally, not domestically, not locally. It is a global issue, and you have the ability to make a difference. And if you're going to be in that sector, you're going to be pretty successful if you can do it well. Yeah. Like, there's a lot of opportunity, isn't there? So having the training, having the support, everything to us. And ultimately, for a client, what they're going to get, they're going to get the best solution possible.
Exactly. And so what we find is that we provide digital training that people can do in their own time, in their free time, in between jobs, on the, you know, over lunch or at the weekends or in the evenings, when they have a bit of time, when they want to devote a bit of time to it. You don't have to come off the tools, go back to school. You left school for a reason. Yeah. So it's sort of digital bite-sized chunks. It's engaging. It's fun. You know, it should be quite a laugh to do in some ways. So you also get introduced to a community of other people who are going through the learning, so that, you know, when you start doing heat pumps, they're there and able to answer any problems you might have, and you've built up those relationships through doing the training. So we'll introduce you to other Heat Geeks, basically.
Yeah.
So that's great. And I guess when you boil it all down, the reason, you know, we try to encourage engineers to get into the heat pump game is so that you can earn more money, do more interesting work, you know, and earn more respect from your friends and family, because, you know, ultimately you're saving the planet, which makes you feel good and actually makes other people respect you more. And you're kind of getting ahead of the wave, which is coming. We all know it's coming, rather than getting drowned by it.
Yeah, and you want to be able to answer those questions that customers are going to ask.
Yeah, of course.
You know, and you want to be able to walk into a job with the confidence that you're not going to leave with an absolute nightmare of aftercare and I'm not happy, and that comes via training. You know, I thought I could play golf. I picked up a golf club, and then I got with a tutor and he was like, oh my God, please forget everything you've ever thought of, you know, and now I came all right.
It's the same thing, it's the same thing,
it's the
exactly.
same thing. You drive a car, you do anything. Like, training is everything. We went through it with solar. Michael is a guy from Australia who we met from REA, and a little bit like Adam, you know, a bit of a maverick, sort of like, he lives and breathes that technology. And I spent 6-7 months with him every day. And at the end of every day, I was like, I've got it, I know it, I understand it. And then the next day I'd be with him and I thought, oh man, I've got to start again. You know, it's all coming. And you'll learn it through fitting, you'll learn it through just being in that environment. I think just something we wanted to touch on as well was, what we're very keen on doing is making sure that this low temperature heat pump skill set doesn't become an exclusive club.
No, of course, it should be open to all, yeah.
It should, and that we want to really tackle that whole, you're not trained now, I'm not, you know, I don't want to have a conversation with you, or we can't take you seriously, because at some point you were there.
Yeah, all of us were, of course, 100%.
And, you know, everyone wants to be a better engineer. They want to deliver higher quality installs, and they want the knowledge. And the community thing will be really good because it's shared learning, it's support. I'm on a job, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, there's nothing more.
You're on a podcast with me, mate. It's fine.
Yeah.
You know what, you're doing the right thing.
Yeah, that's it. And it's yeah, exactly. And it's getting support and get through it, because ultimately it's a customer that's waiting for a solution here. And the biggest take up of any product becomes from advocacy. I never say that word, because you want a customer saying, "I've got one. It's brilliant."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It was delivered by X company. They were fantastic, and I'm really, really happy. What you don't want is, it was a nightmare. He didn't know what he was doing. It took a week. It's costing me a fortune. I want it out, because then I'm already unsure. Now I'm definitely out.
Exactly. So it's all about building confidence. So that's why we provide the training and the tools to equip installers to do a brilliant job.
Yeah.
And it comes down to that in the end. Now, just before we probably covered most of the stuff we want to cover, and more. But I would say that I've also got I'm one of 8 brothers and sisters. There's a lot of us.
Yeah.
2 of my brothers owned an estate agent for a while.
Okay,
yeah. Which they inherited from their dad.
Yeah.
Or kind of partnered with the dad until he retired. So I definitely know the estate agent business, or at least have heard them talk about it and experienced it. And my other brother worked with them for a bit. He got into painting and decorating. He now does super high-end jobs. So that's helped me understand the trade person's perspective as well, which I think they're undervalued, these people. People are coming into our homes, they're making them warm, they're making them comfortable, making them nice, making them beautiful. I can't do that work. I tried to do a job with my little brother doing the paintwork. He's my little brother. He's like massive, obviously, and built like a brick shithouse. But I was, humbled by his capability and his experience. But for him, it's just easy, and that's his thing.
It's in their trade, yeah.
Yeah, and we kind of underestimate those people, I think, and we're literally relying on them to have a good life at home, but also to save the planet. Like, it's not a small thing. Yeah. But I guess the question I have for you is in terms of brothers and working with brothers. I mean, it's all good now. I've seen you breaking bread and having a drink with him backstage there. But what's he really like to work with?
He's great, to be honest, because we have very different skill sets. So the estate agent business, which we still own and we still have, was started by my dad, my older brother, and Sam, my younger brother.
Oh, so it's 3 brothers.
So it's 3 brothers, in total, And then I've got a sister as well. So Sam and
she's actually in charge.
Pardon?
And she's actually in charge.
She's got a really good job, so she don't have to put up with being self-employed. So she when we started the business, it was the 4 of us, and we always worked together. We lived together in a big house, not a big house, but we lived together in a house, and we're all like one unit. When we branched off, Sam and I are 2 years apart and have a lot in common, but we have very different skill sets. So I'm much more on the delivery, the technical side of it. Technical is probably a bit of a stretch, but I'm on the delivery and the operational side of it.
Yeah.
Sam is design, touch, feel. And one thing we get on Heatable all the time is people are like, "Oh my God, I love your website. I wish you could do that." And it's the website that gets copied by everyone, because Sam is just someone who will sit there for 12 hours a day and just designs. And I come in, I'm like, "It looks good, that," and he's horrified that spacing's wrong. I think he calls it padding or something. The padding's off and all this kind of stuff.
We'll have to introduce him to Gita, our head of design. She's absolutely fanatical and brilliant. And Dave as well, he's done all the branding, and Esteban. Yeah, I mean, but design's really important. It's got to look great.
Design's important.
It's got to work well.
That's it. And so,
but that's not your bit, that's his bit.
That's his bit. And that's how we survive, because, it's hard work being with... I mean, I was in Munich with him last week at the Insta show. Then we went to watch the Formula One, so we spent all week together. But I work with him all week. I see Sam more than I see my wife and my kids. But because we're in 2 separate divisions, it's functional. I meet lots of people who are like, "Oh my, I could never work with my brother, my dad, my sister." But to us, I love it. It's great. And, it's tough having a business. Whether you're an engineer driving around in a van, it can be very lonely.
Sure,
and
right.
In a big business like Heatable, it can be very lonely. But you've got a brother who you've got the same objective, and you've always got each other's back. So I think that's takes over the emotion of trying to kill each other every couple of weeks. Yeah. We're kind of competitive as well, so that doesn't help. So
we can probably both agree you're the better brother.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, like if you out of the 2 of us, I think Sam's challenged heavily.
Yeah. So you heard it here first. All right, good. I think we've covered the main stuff. Yeah, so I mean, just to reiterate, we're super excited to be partnering with Heatable.
Yeah.
We want to get as many of your customers heat pumps as we can. We want to train up some installers, more installers, get as many engineers that you're already working with to be able to do heat pumps, and figure out how we can do the solar, so we can get zero carbon electricity powering people's homes with heating. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah, it's great. I think it'd be a great partnership. I think that the two visions and objectives are very similar. There'll be lots of shared learnings, and we'll be able to advance much quicker together than us trying to do it on our own. You know, you trying to launch solar, just work together and get a better solution for everyone. So yeah, we're very excited too, and we're proud to be here. You know, we're super grateful being invited down. It's great to see the success of the business.
Oh, thanks, man. Thanks for coming down.
No problem. So whilst we've enjoyed the show, it's been great looking around your stand. Obviously, the main reason we're here today is to announce the partnership with Heatable and Heat Geek.
We're very excited about it. Let's go.
Yeah, 100%.